Okay, welcome back everybody to another ROM review. This is not a new ROM. This is the Nexus Project again. There is an update that just came out today. I wanted to get it down here for you guys. Um, it is to Android version 6.0.1. There were some changes done to it. Mostly the changes were done on Mr. Bean's part. That's Beanstown 106, putting more options into the options menu. Um, Again, if you guys are looking for an AOSP ROM based more on a stock ROM, and you want something that is really, really reliable, that supports layers, this is the ROM for you. I wouldn't look any further. It's not cluttered with anything that it doesn't need. It's just a pure, solid ROM. Now, I haven't went through this thing and set it up completely. I've done um, some mods to it. Well, I should say tweaking with the settings that is supplied by this ROM, just to get a basic setup done. Um, I will go into the About phone, let you guys see that this is a pure Nexus project. Um, and it is Android version 6.0.1. So this is definitely the update, the latest update. And if I touch and hold this, it should, yes, bring up the game. And I'm not even going to play it. I'm just going to get through this as quickly as possible. Um, as far as I'm aware of, the kernel that comes with the ROM does not force encryption. But do not take my word for it. You need to read the thread and find out for sure. Um, but I am running Elite kernel on this. And the reason I am is because Elite came out with an update of their own uh, that was updated to Android 6.0.1. And I'm also kind of testing the kernel out on this as well. So just so you guys know, that's the only reason I'm running this kernel with this ROM. Other than that, you see down here it says permissive. This would not be permissive under Beans if you ran it just as it's flashed without a custom kernel. It would come enforcing, which is good for security. Um, Whenever you run a kernel that is permissive, you always take a risk, and you should know that, before flashing kernels. Read up on it. I'm not going to go through all the settings on this. Really, nothing has changed as far as the settings go and the layout. But I am going to go straight to the Pure Nexus settings. This is their new UI that they came out with Marshmallow, and with each update, it gets better and better. There are, I think, no blank options this time around. I know there were a few before, but at least now every one of these options has something to pick and choose from. They do have a categorized interface, buttons, system, and utilities. I am going to go ahead and start with the interface under lock screen. These are your lock screen settings. You have your shortcuts, double tap to sleep anywhere. Your media art cover, of course, if you guys are into that, playing music and having the media art show up on your lock screen. Whenever you're playing that music, that is what that option's for. Your quick unlock, scramble, your password, set lock, screen wallpaper. Oh yeah, this is where you would go to set up any wallpaper or blur effect that you might have. I want mine just stock. So, and this is the only thing I don't like is whenever you hit the back button, I wish it would go take you right back into this as opposed to this. But since this is a sidebar, I'm pretty sure that is why it's doing it. So you go to the notification drawer. Here's where you have your quick pull down, where your weather options, stuff like that. Brightness slider, recent apps. These are your settings to set up your recents tab. I have mine set up for full screen right now, and I do like it. I like this full screen option. I just think it's easier to roll through your tabs. You do have to pull up from the bottom to get your back button again because of the full screen. Let's see here. Let's go back. Status bar options, battery settings. I have my battery set off, or I have my battery set to hidden. That is because I am running the 3-minute battery mod. And one of the really cool features that just come out with this update is, and it's not just this ROM. A lot of the ROMs for this device have noticed that the 3-minute battery mod is so popular that they have baked it into their system. So if you own or if you have purchased the 3-minute battery settings app, you'd have to do nothing but download it from the Play Store and turn it, and that's it. As soon as you download it from the Play Store, it's automatically going to throw your last battery you had up onto your status bar, which I think is just awesome. Now, if you do not own it, and if you just want to use the free version, then you want to go over to the site links that I have given you before, which I'll post in this. Download the flash, flash it in recovery, or the zip, flash it in recovery, and it'll give you the 3-minute free version. Alright, back to the ROM. Here's your battery bars, your color, style, all that. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't want to do that. Under your battery settings, you have your carrier label. If you want to put a carrier label on there, you just write something in, hit it. I think it lets you choose from the lock screen or whatever. You have your clock and date settings. And put the clock wherever you want it, AM, PM. Your date format, date style, that's all there. Network and traffic. This is if you want to show any of your data leaving or coming in. I usually have it leaving and going out. I usually like to have it where I can color it. I'm hoping that Mr. Beans puts more color options into this ROM eventually. I hate all that white. Man, do I hate it. But it is a very, very stable ROM, and I think I can live with the color being white on my status bar as long as the ROM is fluid and stable, which it is. Double tap to sleep and your brightness control settings. Then down to buttons, you have your nav bar options where you can enable or disable. Of course, all of your other settings for that. He does have the option to where you can change it. All you do is hit edit, grab the button, drag it where you want it, grab the other one, drag it where you want it, hit save, Bob's your uncle. There you go. It is in this ROM and it's working very well. Along with that, he has your navbar dimensions. I have mine set to the highest dimension because I am one of those people that like to be able to see that nav button. I don't like it really teeny tiny. I know other people do like it very small. In that case, you would go with something really small, and it takes it down to next to nothing. So as you guys can see, that is the smallest setting that you can put. Let's see. Let's go back. Power menu. This has really, really increased. There's quite a few settings on here. I like power menu settings. I like being able to just hit that power button and have a lot of options as opposed to going to the settings tab or going into my app drawer, hit the power button, and right there I have another selection, another way to quickly go where I want to go. These are your volume rocker settings. If you guys want to set up your volume rockers for anything other than raising and lowering your volume, this is where you would do that at. I need a drink. And no, it's not alcoholic. Much better. Next would be your display settings. If you want to change your LCD density, that's where you would do it. I will tell you that I have used the LCD density changer on this ROM before. I haven't done it this time, and I haven't had very many problems at all with it. It usually works the very first time around. So just be careful with it, because remember, uh, there are apps that come from the Play Store that you download that are dependent on certain DPI settings, and they will not function properly if you change that. Then you have your battery LCD light options, where you can change or turn them off or on at will. Notification lights, yes, they work. As you can see there, I have mine set to those colors. They're very easy to change. You click on it, um, and you just basically pick what color you want or whatever, and go to town on that. I actually have numbers memorized for what I like, and that's how I set it. So 00FF00 is the true the true Android green, and that's what I like my messages to be set at. Next would be media and notification. You have your camera shutter sound, battery saver notifications, and your low battery notification. Um, I would have thought maybe the heads up notification would have been under here with some settings for that, but it's not. I still haven't found the settings for that yet, but I'm sure it's in here. I'm probably just missing it. These are your clock settings. If you want to change that, this is where you would change that at. Colors, all that. Uh, that is that is where you would do that at, as well as your weather settings. I always choose the V clouds. I just think it's more classy. Then, of course, you can change your wording color by just touching it, picking the color you want, clicking OK, and you're good to go. And then your calendar events, if you so choose, which I do not. That's pretty much for the custom settings. Again, like I said, he has it completely filled out now. There's no blank settings in there at all. Um, my overall thoughts of this ROM is, so far, I still think this is one of the best uh, AOSP ROMs made for the Nexus 6. It sticks very, very close to stock, but um, it sticks very close to stock. Now, why is it going home? There we go. Because my buttons are too small. It sticks very close to stock without overdoing it, but yet gives you it gives you choices, gives you some customization choices, customizing choices. Now, I did want to show you one thing. I know a lot of people always ask this on the forum, is if whether or not it's in there and does it work. So I'm going to show you. I go into Google Now settings, voice, and Now on Tap is in here, and yes, it's working. So just to show you that it's working, or at least it was working for me earlier, I'm going to I'm going to try, let's just open up a browser. And yes, I had to put this browser on here. This ROM does not come with AOSP browser. It comes with Chrome. I hate Chrome browser. I love Chrome browser on a laptop. Don't get me wrong. That is my default browser I use on a laptop. I hate it on a phone. I just don't like it. I don't like the layout. It's just one of those things I don't like. But anyways, I digress, and I will move on to this. So I'm just going to do, let's just, Mustang. I guess I wanted to say Ford Mustang. You know what? Alright, well, guys, the reason that paused is because I tried to use my search on this, and with my video running, it won't let me use the search, my voice search. So, but what I was just trying to get across is basically The Google's all the Google's settings are working and working properly for you guys. You're not going to have any issues with that. Um, I wanted to bring something up to show you that it actually worked. So let's see if I can get that without tapping on anything. Alright, now I've got a page up here. I'm going to take the home button, hit now on tap is bringing up, see? So it's working. So I just wanted you guys to see that now on tap does work. Alright, because I know that this is very critical to a lot of people when they go to download these ROMs, whether or not Google now on tap is working. So, guys, I hope you liked the video. I tried to keep it as short as I could. This is a very, very good ROM. I highly suggest you go out, flash it, give it a try. If you like a stock-ish ROM, but you want some customizations to it, this is the ROM for you. Super stable, super fast, and the developer is one of the best that I know. This is Glockman4519. I appreciate you guys watching my videos. Thank you to all my subscribers, and I will see you on the next one. You guys all take care.